Listen up, Yankees fans, because what just happened in the Bronx has the entire baseball world buzzing. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be one of the most unexpected, jaw-dropping developments we've seen all season. Just when everyone thought things were settling down, when the off-season narrative felt predictable and the Yankees' direction seemed locked in, everything flipped on its head in a matter of hours, leaving fans confused, excited, nervous, and honestly a little shocked all at the same time. Social media exploded almost instantly. Talk radio lit up, and insiders started scrambling to piece together what this actually means, because on the surface, it feels unreal. But the more you dig into it, the more it feels like a calculated move that could reshape the Yankees' future in ways nobody saw coming. This isn't just another rumor or a minor roster tweak that fades in a news cycle or two. This is the kind of development that forces fans to stop, rewind, and ask, wait, what just happened? And the reason this has hit so hard is because it challenges everything we thought we knew about the Yankees' priorities, their strategy, and even their identity moving forward. For weeks, the conversation around this team has been fairly consistent. Questions about roster balance, questions about pitching depth, questions about whether the front office would be aggressive or conservative, questions about how much urgency really exists after recent playoff disappointments. Many fans felt the Yankees were either going to go all in on one clear path or take a step back and reset. But instead, what we're seeing right now feels like a bold pivot that nobody predicted, and that's exactly why the reaction has been so intense. Some fans are thrilled, calling it a genius chess move that signals the Yankees are finally thinking creatively again, while others are skeptical, wondering if this is another gamble that could backfire under the bright lights of New York. And that divide is what makes this story so fascinating, because both sides actually have valid points. From a big picture perspective, this move sends a clear message that the Yankees are not content with standing still. They're not waiting around, they're not playing it safe, and they're definitely not satisfied with moral victories or almost seasons. Whether you love or hate the decision, it screams urgency, and that's something fans have been begging for. At the same time, it also raises serious questions about timing, fit, and long-term consequences, because this isn't happening in a vacuum. Every move the Yankees make has ripple effects across the roster, the payroll, the clubhouse, and even the fan base itself. There's also the emotional side of this that can't be ignored, because certain names, certain roles, and certain expectations have become familiar to fans over the years. And when those are suddenly shaken up, it feels personal. That's why reactions have been so raw. You're seeing shock, not just because of what happened, but because of what it symbolizes. It feels like the Yankees are at a crossroads, choosing a direction that suggests they're done waiting for things to magically fix themselves. They're forcing change, even if that change makes people uncomfortable. And let's be honest, discomfort usually comes before transformation. Another reason this news hits so hard is because of the timing. This wasn't leaked slowly. It wasn't teased for weeks. It came out fast and caught people off guard, which only added to the chaos. Fans woke up expecting a normal news day, and instead were hit with updates that immediately shifted expectations for the upcoming season. Suddenly, lineup discussions changed. Rotation debates changed. Trade speculation exploded. Even rival fan bases started paying attention, because whenever the Yankees make a surprising move, it affects the entire league. That's just the reality of being one of baseball's biggest brands. Everyone watches. Everyone reacts. And right now, everyone is trying to figure out the same thing. Is this the move that finally pushes the Yankees over the top? Or is it another chapter in a series of high-risk decisions that don't quite pan out? What makes this even more intriguing is how tightly guarded the details were before everything broke. Insiders are now admitting that very few people saw this coming, which suggests this wasn't just noise or leverage, but something the front office genuinely kept under wraps. That alone deserves credit, because in today's MLB, surprises are rare. Information leaks fast. Yet, this managed to slip through until it was essentially done, which tells you how serious the Yankees were about executing it on their own terms. And when you zoom out even further, this move fits into a broader pattern of the Yankees trying to modernize how they operate, blending traditional star power with flexibility, depth, and adaptability. For years, critics have said the Yankees were too predictable, too rigid, too stuck in old habits. Well, predictable teams don't make moves like this. Predictable teams don't spark this kind of reaction. And whether this ends up being remembered as brilliant or reckless, one thing is already clear: it's bold. It's decisive. And it's forcing everyone, including the players, to raise their level. That's another underrated aspect of this situation. Moves like this send a message inside the clubhouse. They tell players that nothing is guaranteed, that performance matters, and that the organization is willing to shake things up to win. Sometimes that pressure brings out the best in a team. Sometimes it exposes weaknesses. Either way, it creates urgency, and urgency has been missing at times. Fans have complained about complacency, about comfort, about the sense that the Yankees were relying too much on reputation instead of results. This news directly challenges that narrative. It says, we're not waiting anymore. And that's why even fans who are confused or skeptical still feel a strange sense of excitement, because change, especially unexpected change, brings hope. Hope that this time, things might actually be different. Hope that lessons have been learned. Hope that the Yankees are finally aligning talent, strategy, and mindset at the right moment. Of course, none of this guarantees success. Baseball doesn't work that way. Injuries happen. Players underperform. Plans fall apart. But what fans want more than anything is effort, intention, and a clear desire to win. This news, shocking as it is, checks those boxes. It gives fans something to debate, something to analyze, something to believe in or argue against, and that's what makes being a Yankees fan so intense.